you?
Oh, you're recording.
It's 7 a.m. so he's sleepy. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Maya's dad.
Okay. How many questions do you want to answer? 0. Did he drop his ball?
He's playing fetch with himself.
Where's he going for? I'll ask an easy one. What was 42 like?
I was in the prime of my life.
Really? 42 is the prime of your life?
Yeah. See, I retired from the military when I was 45, I think. And I was still hitting PRs on my runs and pull-ups and all that stuff. So it was good.
Yeah, that was an easy one. How can a person have a happy marriage?
Okay. When you're dating, if you guys fight a lot, she or he is not the one. I was in a toxic relationship. It was awful when I was dating her. Then I met my wife. We never fought. And we got married. We didn't have our first fight for a year. So if you're dating and there's problems, cut your losses. Move on. It should be easy in the beginning.
Ooh. What are some bizarre things that happened to you in your time? You're like agent.
Bizarre.
Like, I don't know.
I don't have any bizarre things.
How about the weirdest things?
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay, skip. How does one comb a mustache?
Well, the key to that is first you have to have a mustache. I have a fake mustache. Like this beard and stuff is pretty short for me. I have to grow it out really long to fake it. So I can't. They make little mustache combs. You put some wax on it. You brush it. You comb it. I don't have that problem.
How did you have a daughter like me? And how did you raise them this good?
We were lucky. We were blessed.
What does it mean to love someone? Why are you barking?
What does it mean to love someone?
Yeah.
Oh, we got Mama Doe out there.
Ooh, that's where you were barking. There's a deer. Good boy. You know it. You know it's there.
I guess it means that you would sacrifice anything for that person.
That's what being in love means.
Yeah, without question.
Without question, sacrificing anything. Bars. How did you adapt to technology and culture when it's changing so quickly?
Oh, easy. I didn't. Just yesterday, what was it? 22nd July 2025.
Yeah.
I learned that I could pin text messages on my iPhone. So, how did I adapt? I have not.
How long did it take for you to feel like you were in a good place in life?
You have peaks and valleys. You're never there. Just sometimes you feel good, sometimes you don't. Yeah. But yeah, you never, and I guess it's a good thing, you never reach what you think is your best. Because if you did, you'd have nothing to strive for.
You may want to answer this one carefully because your wife watches these videos. Do you still think about your first love?
Nope. That's easy.
When was your first love?
Love? That would be that toxic relationship witch that I dated. I remember.
You called her a witch?
Yeah. I remember probably 15 years ago, 10 years ago, she sent me a friend request. And I denied that. I said, nope.
What age did you date her at?
When I was 18, 19.
Ooh. 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 How do you get over someone that's not feeling the same thing?
You join the army and run away. That's what I did.
But didn't that lead you to me, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't do that. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. What's the most valuable lesson to teach your kids? Like, what was the first thing you taught all four of us?
Well, some of them still haven't learned it.
What is it?
You have to be willing and want to make mistakes, coupled with taking the opportunity from learning from them. Nothing risked is nothing gained, and you learn so much. If you can just learn to check your ego, you can learn so much from people and from yourself from mistakes. But when you sit around and do nothing because of fear, you're stagnant. You never accomplish anything. Myah.
I make mistakes.
Yes, but you don't take responsibility for them. They're always someone else's fault.
Oh, this is an attack, Myah. It's not.
Well, this is the opportunity
To
talk to you. She rarely finds fault with herself when something happens. It's always something else or someone else's fault. And that is probably the number one thing that drives me crazy. Other than that, she's an angel. She can't be mad at me because you're watching.
You're lucky I don't want to edit this, or I would have failed. What's the best advice you've ever received in life? I would say it's probably from anything your dad said. He said some good things.
I don't know. There's just so much.
Do the top 3 that helped you the most, in hard situations.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Pet the small stuff. No, that's not the saying. Pet the sweaty stuff. That's it. Yeah.
Who said that?
It's just a saying kids say. Don't sweat the small stuff. Pet the sweaty stuff. Yeah, you can waste so much energy on worrying about things that you have absolutely zero control over, and it will destroy you and control you and just make you crazy. So several years ago, depending on I don't care. I believe everybody has the right to each their own. But anyway, you're left or right. I was online all the time, and I'm trying to get her to do this. I was online all the time, and based on what you click on, the AI picks what they're going to show you on your feed. So if you pick triggering stuff, that's all you see all day long, the whole time, and it just drives you crazy. Anyway, a couple years ago, I just completely unplugged, and I was telling her my life just got so much better. And now I'm not disconnected. I got back on, but now all I do is click on puppy dogs and unicorns and happy stuff, health and wellness. So all my stuff on my feed is positive stuff. That negative stuff, you'll go down a hole and you'll never climb out if you're not careful.
Bars. How much of a challenge is it to raise a child? What were rough and fulfilling moments in the process? You raised 4 of them.
Yeah. Finances. See, both my wife and I, we loved our kids, so we didn't think it was challenging. So the only challenge we had was just paying for everything.
Aww.
And you're never ready. You're never financially ready to have a kid, so don't wait. Because at the end of life, you know, your materials and your wealth and all that shit, it doesn't matter. So don't wait to have kids if you want kids. Otherwise, life's gonna happen without you.
Ooh, that's gonna pass you by. How do you keep the family strong when going through a rough moment that's felt by everyone?
I don't know if you can keep them strong, but you guys can, I think more importantly, is keep the family together so you guys can grieve or struggle together as a family. And so I guess have a environment where you guys can talk to each other.
Put arguments aside. What's something you sorry, oh, you're trying, okay.
I don't know if they can read it.
This is I Regret Nothing, the end. It is a Ron Swanson.
From Parks and Rec. One of the best shows ever. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
Someone said, what's something you taught him that no one else could? Did I teach you anything in life that no one else could? I think patience. I think I was the most demanding child they had.
Yep. But Myah constantly reels me back in because she has a really good heart and she has a way of looking at things from an innocent perspective. So she helps to keep me grounded. I try to be positive, but I'm a negative type of person first.
Hey! Favorite father-daughter memory? It could either be with all 3 of us or just me.
Oh, since it's your channel, it's you, when we went fishing.
Like, when I...
So we lived at the beach, so we were in the military, moved all over the place. We were out on the coast in Florida, and we went fishing on a pier. And it was fun, but she wanted to go with me, so it was just me and her. And her favorite part about it, and we have a picture, is when we went to the pier house, and she was able to buy a cheeseburger and fries. And she was just... You have these moments in your child's life where they're at the perfect age. And that was when she was at the perfect age, where she was her own person, but she was still sweet. She still loved her parents, and we were awesome.
I still love my parents.
So this is a sad truth. At some point, your kids think you are heroes. And then they get older and they stop feeling that way. During that fishing trip, I was still the hero. And she loved me.
You still are.
Now she won't spend time with me.
Oh my gosh. If he could give me one piece of advice for the future, what would it be?
Oh, there's so many. Financially, Dave Ramsey, and I hate Dave Ramsey. I think he's a tool, but he has some good advice. Live like no one else today so that you can live like no one else tomorrow. That means don't be like your friends and waste all your money. Work hard, save all your money, get debt-free, get a nest egg, and then for a lot of you, you'll think 40 is old. But if you do that while you're young, when you're 40, you don't have to work, you don't have to struggle. And you can have the freedom to live like a teenager when you're older. so many people, and we were guilty of it too. You get in the rat race of buying everything, and you're constantly paying down stuff, and it takes a big strain on your life. So anyway, work hard in the beginning so you don't have to work hard later. Get off your ass and go do something.
How different are you now compared to when you were my age? So I'm 21, almost 22. So how different are you?
Myah and I were a lot alike in this regard. I was very, very immature, very long into my life. And irresponsible. What?
He stole his dad's car.
I was 16.
I never did that.
No. On the other side of the coin, all the kids were much better than I was. I was a horrible kid to my parents.
Mm-hmm. How do you deal with hard times when a bunch of shit comes together and you're overwhelmed by issues all around that need fixing?
Oh, I turn to drugs and alcohol. I'm kidding. Health and wellness, you gotta realize the step back, identify what really matters, because all those problems in the grand scheme of things don't really matter. You're not going to remember them when you're on your deathbed. Coupled with the fact it goes back to don't worry about the things you have zero control over. They're out of your hands. So only focus, and this is hard because we all worry about stuff. Only focus on the things that you have an impact on. That's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck and your energy spent.
Your leg getting flashbang right now.
Yeah. The sun's coming up. Getting my morning sunlight in my eyeballs.
I'm not. What advice would you give to men or anyone in general who feel directionless in life?
So that was me, because I was immature and irresponsible. So the whole reason why this was the best decision I made in my life. So I was directionless. I was going to community college, not even going to class, wasting my parents' money, whatever. But for whatever reason, I was smart enough to realize that I didn't want to waste time while I was wasting time, if that makes sense. So for me, the best thing was to join the military. So I joined the military when I was 19, and I never found my direction. So I did it for 20 years.
His direction was to be a great dad.
So the great thing about the military, as much as it sucks, is that if you don't find your plan A, because the military was not my plan A, the military becomes plan B. And so now I get a paycheck every month. But I had to work hard in the beginning, to sacrifice, so that I could have it easier on the backside.
Miss birthdays and holidays.
Christmases. Yeah.
There's a bumblebee on my phone. Ooh. This person said his blessing is our blessing too. They're talking about me. Whether he thinks about it or answers all of it is for you. Ask him what matters when he thinks nothing else matters. Thank you for making me think of my dad. What matters the most?
Thanks, dude. I just started thinking about my dad.
What matters most when nothing matters?
Family. Only two things matter in life. No, that's just a thought that popped into my head. Let me make sure it makes sense. Now, family could be relationships, but we'll just call it family. I'd say family and your health and wellness. I'm trying to get her to start living a better lifestyle.
I already do.
No, she stays in a room all day long, doesn't get any sunlight, doesn't exercise. So
I do exercise. I did exercise.
if you don't have your health, think about it this way: if you don't have your health, you have nothing. Okay, so all of the little stuff you're chasing in life doesn't matter if you're not here to enjoy it. So you have to put yourself first so that you can take care of others. And then the other thing is just family and relationships. That's what you're going to remember when you're dying. You're not going to remember about the promotion you got or the raise or you climbed Mount Everest. You're not going to remember that shit. Even though that would be pretty cool. You're going to remember the time spent with your loved ones.
What is your philosophy in life? And if you could go back in time, what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
I don't always succeed, but don't worry, be happy. That's my philosophy. Go back in time and tell myself something.
Don't sell that guitar.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. I came across a very, very coveted and expensive guitar, but I was so young and dumb, I didn't know what I had, so I got ripped off and somebody took it off my hands. What was the question?
What would you tell your 20-year-old self?
Okay. My biggest mistakes in life have been financially. So when you're young, don't go into debt. That's the one good thing that we've instilled in all of my kids. None of them have debt. And they all have money when they were working.
I was like, who has money?
My youngest one, she moved out and she works too much. I'm trying to get her not to work too much. She's working 60 and 70 hours a week. But she's not, she just turned 20. And she's been on her own now for a year. Mm-hmm. Yep. In a different state, different city. Yeah, they all have money in the bank. So yeah, finances are a big one. Don't go into debt. Don't fall for that crap. Don't buy a new car. Buy a used car.
How do you deal with changing ambitions and growth when you grow older? For example, one year you want to study something and then the other year you want to pursue something else.
That's me. I'm OCD. So I go from topic to topic, and when I latch onto something, I'm all in, I'm consumed by it, and then I'll exhaust it and I'll just move on to the new thing. I have no control or advice on that. That's just how I am. The thing I've been doing the longest probably has been biohacking. That's the one thing I do consistently and haven't given up. And I just keep learning new shit and new stuff, and it just blows my mind, all the stuff that's out there.
And last question. What are your thoughts on social media and how it's impacted society as a whole?
I hate it. I hate it. Because that's a tool that the powers that be have been utilizing to keep everyone divided. And a lot of people, young and old, don't realize that they're just pieces in a game, and we are not the players. And somebody decides to get online every day and get triggered and believe everything they see. I won't say any names. Why are you looking at me that way? But yeah, the best thing you do for social media is don't click on that stuff that triggers you. Rewrite the algorithm and just click on the happy stuff, and your life will be a lot better. But again, for all that political stuff that you're seeing, if you, regardless of what side you're on, if you have no ability to affect change and impact it, you're just adding stress to your life that you don't need.
I wish you gave me your blue eyes.
I did.
No.
You said you didn't want them and you gave them back to me. You had blue eyes when you were young, when you still loved me. And then when I was not your hero anymore, you gave me your eyes back. My eyes back. I don't want to do that to you.
You're so dramatic. He's so dramatic. I had dark blue eyes when I was born and then they turned brown. I think that's it. Bye. What is that?
Oh, it's just cool. You just go bam. Let me see. You go bam, and then you go. Not a lot of people can do that.
I'm gonna do this.